the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Chicago Bears and the New York Giants. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Dante Pettis now from his end zone.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. They'll start by running the option to the right. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Well, this defense for the Giants, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback?
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
Pass rusher extraordinaire, Dee Ford that time getting the sack.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up. Looking for a better play coming up on third. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. They're able to complete this with a Tyler Conklin. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
And that's well executed there on third down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
First down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque there.
I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
Throwing on third down, Newton. Pressure comes and down he goes.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. They'll make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively. And not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback, maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go to Barkley again. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
The Bears and the Giants both looking to improve their passing games in 2022, that's for sure. Last year, the Bears ranked number 30 in the NFL in passing yards. The Giants actually one spot worse at number 31. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley.
And this will be a Giants first down as he gets it up past the 35. The Giants are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself in an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2, they shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot. Find a way to win some games and keep moving forward.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Throwing, Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. So the completion good for 7 there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Now Jones. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play to just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Here's Jones throwing on 1st down.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. We're scoreless after 1.
Here we go now on 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line.
The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
2nd down and goal. Jones.
Throw right side, taken in by Bellinger.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation.
Barkley is into the end zone. Touchdown, Giants. So that a great Sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down.
Cam's throw going into the hands of Williams.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So a good grab there. And here's a guy, he had to learn the offense quick, just picked up as a free agent earlier this week.
And usually there's a connection, isn't there? A past coach, someone from the front office who knew him from before and thought that he could help this team.
Play action, it's Newton.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Newton. Open man here is Conklin.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. From the 50, Newton. Man open, that's Byron Pringle complete.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
But there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Newton throwing again. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now it's 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. Got an open man, it's Pringle. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 34-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. From the gun, here's Newton.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
They'll try and run for it. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. first down, it's Newton. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up on a USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
56 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder. You think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it, and they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now a first down throw for Newton. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
To throw again on 2nd down. Newton. Going to throw right side here. Complete. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
First down for Byron Pringle, and he's a smart gamble by the Chicago Bears. They saw a guy put up 568 yards last year, and he was buried in Kansas City's depth chart. They do believe his ceiling is much higher as a full-time starter, so they brought him in a 1-year deal to see if he's a long-term answer for their team.
Now Newton on first down. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. Santos' kick is up and through.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick.
This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
Right back to Tony. He's got another one. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Jones on first down, finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now Jones on 3rd and 2.
This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there. And
touchdown, Giants! That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory.
He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find a way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney.
And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
So still no touchdowns allowed by this defense. They get the interception there. CD, they have been rock solid.
And at this point, I think they have to expect that they're going to see some shots taken down the field. And that was almost a desperation throw right there, just kind of hoping something good can happen, a completion, a pass interference. But this was anticipated well, and they came up with the INT.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. Just a yard of the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the jet sweep.
And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up a terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
On 1st and 10, Newton. Got his man. It's Williams.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Here's Newton.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Here's Newton.
And this will be caught by Mooney. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 17-yard line.
Well, forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Newton. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. If you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Trestan Ebner with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bears are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
73 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. Jones fakes the give to Barkley.
The pass complete on the crossing route. This is Tony with it.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
Throwing Jones. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. There he goes right side. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. A first down carry for Barkley. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run it again with Barkley. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Short gain last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth.
Add that one to the good run tally right there. He's been strong throughout this game, and there's no reason to suggest he's going to slow down in the fourth quarter at all. And that's exactly what they need him to do. Keep churning out first downs.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Jones.
To the right and complete to Galladay. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow.
Gano the extra point, and it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Pettis now from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out,
he's got a man complete.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
Now Newton.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
And the Giants have just about sewn up this football game.
When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
A couple more minutes and maybe the outcome of this one, Charles, would have been different, but ultimately time runs out of the comeback, so it falls short, and they hold on to win this by just 1 possession.
Not the fourth quarter they wanted, but they did earn the win, and they'll be happy about that, and they should be. Now they're going to go back to practice, see if they can do to prevent a future lead from slipping away like this one was.
So for the Giants, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2.